Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, I am Psychic Bella Love, and you can book your own personal private reading with me on my website, psychicbellalove.com, and you can use coupon code FREE, all in caps, to get an extra 30% off any reading at checkout. And if you are booking after November 2021, then you can use coupon code NEW as a new client to get extra money off. That counts for all appointments on the site, excluding emergency appointments, which are available if you don't want to wait for a time on my schedule to be open. Then you can book an emergency, skip the line appointment, and talk to me within 24 hours. Also, you can join my Patreon. That will be linked in the description box below. That is the only place where I accept celebrity reading requests or talk about any of the conspiracy stuff that we can't talk about over here. We have exclusive lives, and all of my content on Patreon is 100% exclusive to Patreon only. I never upload any of the things that I do on Patreon over to YouTube later. And you can follow my Instagram as well as my backup channel. Once we reach the 1,000 subscribers required by YouTube, we will start going live from that. That will be my dedicated live channel. And then we can start doing more live readings on celebrities over there. So I wanted to just get on here and talk about a couple spiritual things real quick, because there is a lot of misconceptions, misunderstanding, deceptions even, that have been going on around spirituality for a while now, and a lot of it is really toxic and harmful. And so I just want you guys to know about this stuff so you can protect yourself and understand that, you know, unfortunately, like everything else in the world, there are going to be people who want to come and exploit things, you know, especially in regards to spirituality, so that they can make some money for themselves too. So same way that, please guys, if you see me or any other, you know, psychic that you know is legit, DMing people and saying, I have a message from your ancestors or anything like that on Instagram, that's a scam. You know, the people that are commenting, DM me for your reading, that's a scam. I think at this point, you know, most of us have some sort of social media that's proven that, you know, we're at least somewhat accurate. You know, we've got a YouTube channel that we've posted readings on, or some sort of educational Instagram or platform or things like that. So there's no, you know, always go back and check the platform that, you know, that psychic has, you know, whether it's their YouTube channel or whatever, and check their description box. They probably have their own website that they're directing you to. They're not asking you to DM them and then Cash App them and all that crazy stuff. So just be super careful. I hate seeing people get scammed. Also, you probably do not have a curse on you, and you don't need somebody to cleanse you. You guys, this is the thing. For people who can really actually be able to do things like curses and hexes and stuff like that, it costs a lot of money to hire those kinds of people. And usually they're gonna charge you a lot of money, because if they're that good, they're also getting used by people in Hollywood. They're not easy to come across. They're not advertising on Instagram. And they don't take on every situation, because that also means that they have to heavily protect themselves. And so they're gonna do all kinds of readings and stuff to see, is this justified? You know, they're not gonna just take on everybody that's like, I want to curse my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend or his new girlfriend or whatever. So don't give power to people like that. You know, they want to always prey on your insecurities and tell you that everything that's going on wrong in your life is, you know, because somebody put some curse on you. No, sometimes it's just because we need to stop making the same bad decisions over and over, and we need to figure out, what am I doing that's not bringing me the results that I want in my life? And, you know, sometimes it's easy to not want to hold ourselves accountable and to blame it on our ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend lighting candles against us. And, you know, that's how they catch people into that trap. So the next thing I want to talk about, and this is going to be a little controversial for some of you, but before you jump to comment and fight with me, let me just preface this by saying I come from a family of psychics, healers, witches on both sides. Okay, I have been doing this my whole life. I have trained under lots of people, not just one person. I've had many mentors throughout my life. My latest mentor just told me that I don't need them anymore because I've outgrown them at this point, is what they said. And I'm not bragging about that. I'm just saying, you know, I've always kept a mentor and somebody who could push me and teach me new things and help me grow and all of that, because we are always students of life and there's always more to learn. But I'm going to say that by also prefacing that to say, you know, I have been doing readings professionally since the day I turned 18, and I am 39 now. So I got 21 years in this business. I've been doing this full time since July of 2014. So 7 years full time, because I would, you know, work part time on psychic lines and I had my own client base, but I was also working in full-time day jobs. And so myself, as well as a lot of people who have been in this business for a very long time and never got caught up in all the new agey stuff, never heard of twin flames until probably 2012-ish was where that really started to come out. And then in 2013, a psychic line that I worked on at the time started using that as a marketing term and sending out emails to customers saying, is this person a twin flame? Call for a reading. Mind you, and I'm not going to name the psychic line, you know, not trying to get sued over here. And there's no need for everybody to know the name of it anyways, because it adds nothing to the story. It's just, they had also previously sent out marketing emails to senior citizens on fixed incomes, telling them to call for their lucky numbers. First of all, that's illegal. We're not allowed to give lotto numbers and financial advice. And when you do see my website, I know people are always like confused by that. I can give you career readings. I can tell you if your financial situation is going to improve. I just can't tell you, go invest in Disney stock because it's going to go up, you know, and actual legit financial advice, things like that, because that's illegal. Just like I can't talk about pregnancy and I can't do health readings because those are illegal. But, you know, they were doing stuff like that. And we did have a backroom forum kind of a thing, message board, whatever you want to call it. It was like Reddit, you know, the similar setup, for us to communicate with each other and with our, like, you know, community managers and stuff. Listen, I will never defend that company. It's a shithole company, but I will say they never let us talk about clients in there. It was usually us complaining about how the emails weren't working, or, you know, they were sending out things like call for your lotto numbers. And then they would usually be like, sorry guys, that's a third party marketing firm we use that sent that, and they didn't know better. And for weeks we would have to be sitting here fielding calls from people who didn't even understand what they were calling us for anyways about lotto numbers. So when they started pushing out all these twin flame emails, we were like, you guys don't even know. Literally almost every single person that was commenting on that board was like, what is twin flames? We've never heard of this. We've heard of soulmates and karmic partners. They had to list what the heck this was in there for us, and then the less savory fake ones on the site ran to go rebrand themselves as twin flame experts. Okay, now this is the thing, because there's a couple different, if you're gonna go off of real true definitions of what these twin flames are supposed to be, It's that you are supposed to either have, at the very beginning of your soul's existence, split into two, and then you go inhabit separate human bodies and live separate human lives throughout multiple lifetimes, separate from each other. And then in your final lifetime on this earth, because you have learned all your human lessons and you can now come together as one and accomplish a spiritual purpose that you had together on this planet. And then when you pass, you can now go be an ancestor or a spirit guide on the other side, because your soul has completed all of its human, things. The other version, according to Megan Fox and some other people, because now it's gotten twisted into something else, because this definition, and please, if you don't believe me, Google twin flames and go back and see how all of the articles and all of the videos and everything describing this only came about in about the last 10 years. So anyways, the other description of this is that it's supposed to be that your soul has gotten to a certain point, that it has elevated so much that now, before coming into this human life that you are in, it was able to split apart so that you can walk around having two human experiences at the same time in one body. So that way you're finishing up everything you needed to accomplish. So when you pass, you go back into one and you're done. Okay, so first of all, why would God ever create you into something that needed to be split apart? Secondly, most of the descriptions and explanations for twin flame stuff is so incredibly toxic, you guys. We're in separation. Oh, it's because God sends you your twin flame because they're supposed to be the mirror of your shadow side, so that it can force you to have to take a deep look at yourself and, work on those things. So what you're saying is that you are extremely toxic and low vibrational, and you've never worked on any parts of yourself in this human life. So God had to send the mirror of that to you to force you to grow and change and be a better person. That's exactly the definition of a karmic partner. Except that supposedly at the end of this, you and your twin flame will have tortured each other enough into giving up, looking for better, and then you'll just settle with each other. Who the hell wants to do any of that? And if you go look at these videos and articles about twin flames, and this is not bashing any other psychic, please God, don't talk about other psychics in the comments on my channel. Not because I'm insecure, it's because it starts crap. And because, you guys, why would I care what another psychic gets or doesn't get in their reading anyways? I care what I get and if it turns out to be right or not. That's all, and that's it. And I'll tell you from experience too, I've had so many situations, especially working on psychic lines, where clients would call, say, 7 or 8 people, and 6 of them would tell them one thing, and the other 2 would say something completely different, and everybody would assume that the other 6 would be the right ones. It was actually the other 2 who said something completely different that ended up being right sometimes. So you can't go off of, well, another reader said this instead, or every other reader was saying da-da-da-da-da too. So just let stuff play out. But you don't need to be in comments comparing and all of that, because then it creates the same kind of problems that, fan bases create between artists like Cardi B and Nicki. And I'm not trying to play that game. I'm over here to teach. I'm over here to teach and entertain. I'm in my own lane, and I want to stay in my own lane away from all of that nonsense. So, but the point that I'm saying is, when you look in the comments on stuff like that, you see so many people saying, I'm in the separation stage and I can feel like something's changing in the air. And after 12 long years, I feel like my person's finally going to contact me this year. I want to cry for these people. I'm not even laughing at them. I don't feel anything but sadness for them that they've wasted 12 years of their life waiting for somebody else to come back. Nobody's ever that important other than you and like your child, that you should ever, spend 12 years on anything if somebody's not in your life participating in it with you in a healthy way. So this perpetuation of something that didn't even exist to begin with, and I've done plenty of like times that I have asked Spirit over and over and over again, is this real? And they're like, no, you go through many lifetimes to make your soul grow. You don't have to also split apart and then live twice as many. Like, this is the thing, guys. There's no shortcuts in spirituality. The other side doesn't take shortcuts. It's humans that do. It's us that tries to jump across and rush the process. It's us who think that Prince Charming needs to come save us. And guess what? Prince Charming, the soulmate, that's the reward. The karmic partner, which is what twin flames really are, is a karmic partner. That person is sent because there's things that you are missing and not working on, and it is to force you to have to finally deal with those. But then it always shoves you onto the right path spiritually if you do work on those things and you do heal yourself. And once you're on the right path, when you're on that yellow brick road to Oz, you'll meet your soulmate right before you walk into Oz. Like you will meet him on the yellow brick road, him or her. But they're not going to come save you from yourself. They were forced to have to heal themselves so that they could be ready for you. So God's going to make you have to do the same thing. So that's why it's important to stop putting all of this emphasis on somebody's a twin flame. And don't even focus so much on, oh my God, is that a soulmate either? Because that prevents you from really looking at things with clarity and understanding, is this person really good for me? Do they have the same long-term goals as me? Do they have the same values and morals as me? If we were going to raise kids together, would I trust them to teach our children the right things and guide them? Would I, trust this person to make all my medical decisions for me if God forbid something happens and they had to take over that aspect of our lives? There's so much that we need to really consider when we're looking at building a life with somebody that can be overlooked if all we're focused is on, he's my twin flame or he's my soulmate or this or that. Focus on, is this the right person? Because guess what, babe? A soulmate, they're not going to treat you like shit. They're not going to disrespect you. They're not going to have outside babies on you. Because a soulmate is from God. And a blessing from God isn't going to come and ruin your life. A lesson from God might, but a blessing from God is definitely not going to do that. And remember, you guys, the same way that a lot of people, when the Bible tells us this, will sit up in your face and smile and tell you how much they love God. And then as soon as they turn their back, they're worshiping the devil, and that is called blasphemy, right? The same energies will try to co-opt spirituality, and unfortunately, low vibrational people who want to make a quick buck and want to really, weren't getting all the attention or readings or whatever it was that they were looking for by talking about anything else, grabbed onto that because they knew that there was a lot of lonely people out there who are looking for a reason why their relationship wasn't working out. And instead of accepting the rejection and understanding that maybe man's rejection was God's protection, They ran to find a reason to hold on because they weren't ready to let go, and they found it in a toxic term called twin flames. And you don't want to waste 12 years of your life being mentally imprisoned by the idea of somebody. That's not healthy. And that's not somebody who wants the best for you if they're encouraging things like that. So I just wanted to share a couple things with you guys that are really important for you guys to know. Also, please don't mess around with things like hallucinogens if you are outside of a medicine ceremony, because it's way too easy for your spirit to get attached to something, or something to attach itself to your spirit, because you don't have the proper measures in place to ground you and protect you. And, you know, there's a lot of weird energy going around in the world. Obviously, I have to be very careful about how I phrase things because we're on YouTube and not my Patreon. And if you want to know more about that, and I did do a very similar video to this, but going way deeper, that I'm uploading to my Patreon as well, you can head over there. That will be in the description box below. But and usually I do I do a lot of this kind of content on my Patreon as well, you guys. So if you are interested in learning more about spirituality and what is real and what isn't, and what you should know and what you need to just, not put your energy and attention into, as well as weekly general readings for the collective, and all the other great content that I have over there, that will be in the description box below. Make sure you like this video. Be kind in the comments. Be respectful. Don't get blocked, because we don't play that over here. And I hope everybody has a good day. Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, do all of the things. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. And if you want to book your own personal private reading, be prepared. I'm going to be honest with you, but the truth is what empowers us and sets us free. That info will be in the description box below as well. I'll see you guys later. Bye.